So we will pay homage to the Buddha by reciting Namo Tassa 3 times. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. So last week we have already talked about the feeling aggregate and the perception aggregate. Also, we have already explained many different types of consciousness. This also includes in consciousness aggregate. So consciousness will arise in every single mind moment in our daily life. Similarly, as we have mentioned last week, the feeling aggregate and perception aggregate will arise in every single mind moment. In today's section, we have to start the formation aggregate. In Bali, we call Sankhara Khanda. In the Sankhara Khanda, there are many different metaphysics. In the very beginning, I should introduce what's really called Sankhara. So in our daily life, we have many different types of Sankhara, right? For example, when we study divine origination, he also mentioned Punyavi Sankhara, Apunyavi Sankhara, Ananjapi Sankhara. That means wholesome formations, unwholesome formations, also unshakable formation. So in this case, mostly it refers to wholesome consciousness or unwholesome metaphysics. But today's section, we have to explain many different metaphysics as formation aggregates. In Visuddhimagga, it mentioned the first one is like a 7 universal, after that 6 century, after that it can go to beautiful consciousness. But here I will follow Bidamata Sangha chapter. So I will start with the 7 universals. Actually, we have already explained the feeling and perception. So now we will start Phassa, contact. Although we say contact, it does not mean touching each other. For example, we may have eye contact. When we see something, there's eye contact. It doesn't mean the object come into the eyes or touch with the eyes. Actually, the color or the visible object, and there is eye translucency. Then there's also consciousness. So we have the Pali passage, Chakkuncha Bhaticca Rupecha Bhaticca Upajjati Chakku Vinyanan Dena Sangati Passo. Whenever we say Phassa, contact, okay, when we talk about eye contact, Chakkuncha Bhaticca depending on eye translucency. Rupecha Bhaticca depending on visible objects. Upajjati Chakku Vinyanan, eye consciousness arises. Dena Sangati Passo. If these combinations of the accidental arising of these three, the object, also the eye translucency, eye consciousness. The accidental arising of these three is called Phassa. So that means only the mind will touch the object. So how can we know it's mind touching? Okay, we have one simile mentioned in the Pali Canon, especially in the commentary. When seeing somebody eating lime or lemon, then we will salivate profusely. So this is the nature of context. Although we don't touch the lime or lemon with our tongue, we salivate profusely. So similarly, now mind will touch the object. This is called contact. Similarly, ear and sound. We may have ear translucency. There will be audible objects. Then there must be ear consciousness. The accidental arising of these three is called Sota Sampasa. We call contact. So contact where, that means mind will contact, that means the pasa we're trying to contact mind with the object. Similarly, you can also understand nose consciousness, tongue consciousness, body consciousness. Even in our minds, when our mind trying to know something, there's also mind contact. So briefly, we may have many different types of pasa. Actually, when you go and study in Mahasatipatthana Sutta, you can find, right? Chakku sampasa, eye contact, Sota sampasa, ear contact, Kana sampasa, nose contact, Jiva sampasa, tongue contact, Kaya sampasa, body contact, Mano sampasa, mind contact. All these are called contacts. That means all these contacts will touch the object. Then here we have the characteristics of pasa. The characteristic is the touching the object, pusana. It's very clear, right? Touching. The function is impingement on the object, the sankatana, or connecting the mind with the object. This is the functions of contact. The manifestation is the contact that is conditioned by the occurrence of base and object and consciousness. We have called sanipada. The conditional occurrence. And the contact that can give rise to the feeling. So when we study the definite origination, then you may have a very familiar with the Pali words. You may be very familiar with the Pali words. Pasa Pacaya Vedana. If there's a contact, there is a feeling. Then again, the proximate cause is the clearly arisen object. So that means when objects are clear, there will be contact, right? We call in Bali, Abatagata Visaya, an object that has come into focus. This is called Abatagata Visaya. So that means we can understand like a clear object will be the proximate cause of the contact. Actually, not only the contact, any other mental factors, the object and the associated mental factors can be the proximate cause. Okay, now we should continue the next one. After pasa, we also have Chetana, volition. So what is it really called Chetana? Actually, whenever we talk about Chetana, you may also remember one of the Buddhas saying, that is it. Chetana ham bhikkhave kamma varami. Chetana is called kamma. So when we translate into English, then we just translate as like a volition. But actually, there are many other explanations, many ways we can understand. The main thing is, whenever we talk about Chetana, then we also have to understand the conditions of Chetana. It's like a force and associated mental factors, encouraging the associated mental factors. For example, okay, then the Chetana will focus the mind to know the objects. The Chetana also focus the pasa to touch for the objects. This is also called Chetana, volition. Now we have many other things to understand in this case, especially about Chetana. Like the carpenter's chief disciple, chief students, the carpenter is not around, the teacher is not around, then there's the leader of like a senior student. So senior student has to work his own duties, also he has to take care of his junior, whether they are working properly or not. So he has two responsibilities. He himself also have to work his duties. He also can encourage other people to work their duties. Similarly now, children will encourage all other mental factors to work properly. Also, it itself also work properly. That means they have their own function, they will function properly. This is really called children. Then we also can say another way, this is like an eager or willingness. Sometimes when we have children, we are willing, we are eager. As we understand Karmic force, if we are very eager, the karma will become stronger. If we do something good or bad willingly, it will become stronger. For example, when we do good things willingly, this is also stronger kusala. If we do akusala, unwholesome deeds willingly, this is also stronger akusala. So we can also say like a willpower is really called chetana here. Then another one is it, we can also say another one, it also can, we can also say like it determines the ethical quality of karmic force, whether it's weak or strong. So when chetana is strong, karma is strong. When chetana is weak, karma is weak. So that is why we can also say like chetana is like a karma. This is what the Buddha says. In Bali, we call Chittanahan Bhikkhave Karma Varami, because I address Chittana as a karma. Okay, now we have to understand the characteristics, the function, the manifestation, and the proximate cause of Chittana, volition. The characteristics is the state of willing, or focusing, go-rising mentality. We call Chittahita, to take the object. So for example, if there are 7 mental factors that arise together, Chittana will encourage all other 6 to work properly. Chittana is also work properly. The function is accumulating karma. So as you have already know, Chittana is called karma, right? Then the manifestation is managing, engaging, coordinating, or directing, we call samvidhana. The proximate cause is the base, the object, and associated mentality, samyutta dhamma. So these are the characteristics, the function, the manifestation, the proximate cause of Chittana. As we have already know, Chittana is a karma. Okay, one more thing. From time to time, we can also say, what is it really called karma? What is it really called like a sankhara, right? In the past, we may have accumulated many good and bad things. Now, all these are called sankhara. We already finished. When the time ripens, all the actions, all the karma, all the sankhara will arise to give it results. For example, in near-death moments, then there can be many karmas we have accumulated in the past. It will appear. We can say that is karma. So it will appear in the future. At the time, just appear as karmic force, karmic potentiality. Okay, now we have to proceed. Another one. There's a one-pointedness, ekaggata. So one more thing here you have to know about ekaggata. Whenever we talk about samadhi, concentration, it means one-pointedness, this one, ekaggata. So if we analyze grammatically, eka means one, eka means point, ta means being one point, or knowing one object continuously. So that means it will take the same object repeatedly. This is called one-pointedness. As we have already known, we also have metta samadhi. We also have samma samadhi. So when we say samma samadhi, it is really called right concentration. right? That means when we have wholesome mind, when the ekaggata arises together with wholesome mind, we can say Samma Samadhi, right concentration. But when it arises together with unwholesome mind, is Miccha Samadhi, wrong concentration. Then when we talk about Samma Samadhi, actually it's very deep, very deep and very profound, as you have already learned in Samatha subject, right? When we talk about purifications of the mind, or when we talk about right concentration, it must be jhana. So when we can attain jhana, this is called right concentration. So when we study Mahasatipatthana Sutta, there's only example, right? There are many other suttas. So in Mahasatipatthana Sutta, it mentioned right concentration as the first jhana, the second jhana, the third jhana, the fourth jhana. These are called right concentration. So it will be very deep and profound for beginners. That means not that easy to experience right concentration. But briefly, we can understand when the one-pointedness associated with wholesome mind is called right concentration. If one-pointedness associated with unwholesome mind, it can be wrong concentration. Okay, now we have to learn the characteristics of ekaggata, one-pointedness. The characteristics is eminence of chief or mental factors on taking an object, pamokha. It is also non-destructions, 𝐕𝐤𝐬𝐸, or no wavering, 𝐕𝐤𝐸𝐸. Here we can understand three different characteristics. The first one is the eminent or chief mental factors on taking object we call pamokha. Pamokha means eminent or chief. 𝐕𝐤𝐸𝐸 means non-destruction. 𝐕𝐤𝐸𝐸 means no wandering. Let me keep knowing one object all the time. This is called one-pointedness. If we have to know many different objects at the same time, our mind is going one object to another very rapidly. That's why we cannot say one-pointedness. The function is conglomerating or uniting the mental factors. Here we can say conglomerating, right? Or rather, like a uniting the mental factor. That means they will arise together, then they will be united on knowing one object. Then the manifestation is peace, upasama, or producing the knowledge, jnana, as a result. Of course, this is only for wholesome. If it is unwholesome, it will be no peace, right? It associated with akusala, it will be different, right? Also, it cannot produce knowledge. It will produce many other unwholesome. So the prosemic core is especially joy, sukha. That's especially about right concentration. Without happiness, we cannot have ekaggata, right? So anyway, if we have like a other akusala, it can be associated mental factors and the object. Okay, so this is the ekaggata we have to understand as one of the right concentration or wrong concentration. Then we have next one. When ekaggata associated with when ekaggata associated with unwholesome consciousness is a wrong concentration, Miccha Samadhi. When ekaggata associated with wholesome consciousness is a right concentration, Samma Samadhi. This is already mentioned before, right? We can use life faculties, Jhutindriya. So here we have to understand Jhutindriya. Jivita means life, Indriya means faculty. Actually, we can also say now like a vital force among the mentality. This is all the vital force. Then also it's like a supporting factors of all other mentalities. It will be different. from 𝐸𝐸𝐸. 𝐸𝐸𝐸 means also function supported. This is also function supported, but different. What is the difference? Okay, for example, after arising, before variation, it will support associated mental factors. So previously, when we talk about 𝐸𝐸𝐸, I also had already mentioned, right? Like a chief student or senior student of carpenter. He will take care of junior, right? This is called 𝐸𝐸𝐸. Now here in this case, okay, like a sailor, or not like the one who rowed the boat, right? Like a ferry boat. So he will send many passengers to another shore or another bank or river, another jetty. Then he also go there. He also send people. He also go there, right? Similarly, before variation, it was support. He was that means the Jude in India, it is also take the object, the same object. He also support all other mental factors to take the object. So actually, we can say like it were folks associated mental factors to continues, right, performing their duties. It will force associated mental factors to perform, to continues performing their duties. This is also called Juda. Okay, now we have to understand the characteristics, function, manifestation, and proximate cause. The characteristics is maintaining the associated mental factors. We always say maintaining before passing away. Then we also like it. Then we maintaining to continues performing their duties or their function. The function is to let the mental factors occur, bodhana, and exist from standing stage to variation stage. So after arising, before variation stage, it will allow or it will let all the factors occur. The manifestation is establishment of their present tapana or keeping their lifespan to the variation stage. So this is manifestation. The proximate cause is the mental factors to be maintained. That means all other mental factors that arise together with life faculty. So we have to move the next one about attention. Actually, it's very familiar to all the people. Manasikara, everybody knows Manasikara, right? But we also know different Manasikara, right? Different Manasikara means we also have like wise attention, we also have unwise attention. Okay, so far we have to introduce something about all these things. Okay, now, so far, according to current explanation, up to attention, Manasikara, there are 7 mental factors. Last week we have already talked about perception. We also have already talked about feeling. Today we have already started with context, volition, one-pointedness, life faculty, now attention. Altogether 7. These 7 were associated with any kind of consciousness, good or bad, or neither good nor bad. It can be any kind of consciousness. So now here, attention, Manasikara. When it associates with wholesome, you can say wise attention or good attention. So when we have unwholesome minds, then it will associate with unwholesome minds at the time, unwise attention. So the Manasikara is also really very important. When we have a wise attention, it will be totally wholesome. When we have unwise attention, it will be unwholesome. So briefly, we should understand different types of mentalities, functioning differently, but taking the same object. So far, we have explained different characteristics, different function, different manifestation, different proximate cause, but they are taking the same object and the mental process. Okay, now we should talk about the characteristics of Manasikara. The characteristic is contaction, sarana, the mental factors towards the object. The function is to yoke or associate the mental factors with the object. Aramani, samyojana. So like a yoke, yoke means like two cows or two bulls yoked together. But mostly in Western country, you may not have this kind of things, right? But in Myanmar, we still have yoking. We can still see buffaloes or bull or cow yoke in the bull cart or somewhere. Anyway, let me to yoke or associate mental factors with the object. That means it will match with the object. Then the manifestation is a confrontation with the object, with an object. The proximate cause is the object. So this is the attention. Okay, so far we have already talked about 7 mental factors altogether. Now we have to proceed another 6 sundries. Beginaka. Application, vitaka. Sometimes vitaka also translate as thoughts. Applying thoughts, sometimes we translate. Anyway, when we say vitaka, we also have many different types of vitaka. We have wholesome thoughts, we also have unwholesome thoughts. For example, when we say unwholesome thoughts, like thoughts of sensuality, we will think about only to enjoy something. Okay, for eyes, we will to see something, we will to listen something, smell something, taste something, touch something, think something, to feel better, or for enjoyment. This is called thoughts of sensuality. Another one is the thoughts of ill will. This is also a kind of dosa. Ill will also a kind of dosa. So, in Bhagavad we call Bhayapada. Bhayapada means that we just trying somebody to spoil something. When we have this kind of idea, this kind of thoughts, we can say thoughts of ill will. Thoughts of cruelty, we in Savitaka, to torture somebody, to bully somebody, to abuse somebody. And we have this kind of mind, this is called Vihinsa Vitaka. This is also called unwholesome thoughts. Contrary to these 3, we also have 3 wholesome thoughts. Nikama Vitaka, thoughts of renunciation. Then it will be very wide when we talk about thoughts of renunciation. Okay, here we have to briefly introduce. For example, we have to give up a wholesome mind. We have to give up sensuality. That means if we think about how to give up, or then we try to give up. As soon as we think about giving up sensuality, this is called thoughts of renunciation. Then we also have like thoughts of goodwill, right? That means we can also say, if we say goodwill, like similar to metta, as you all know, metta is a good mind, right? Opposite of dosa, metta. So when we have metta mind, this is also really very good. This is called, we can say, good thoughts, good thinking. Actually, metta is another cetasika, another mental factors. But here, if we think about it, this is called vitaka, thoughts. Then we also have thoughts of non-cruelty. It will equal to karuna, compassion, to our living beings. Okay, anyway, the main thing is, if we have good thinking, good thoughts, it will be wholesome. If we have bad thoughts, it will be unwholesome. So here we also have many other explanations according to jhana. For example, when we attain the first jhana, there will be vitakka, one of the jhana factors. That means the vitakka will direct the mind to keep knowing or to know the object, especially pratipakka nimitta. When vitakka or the initial application direct the mind to know the object, then it can know initially. That's what we call initial application. So we have to apply repeatedly to keep knowing it. Okay, anyway, there are many examples of vitakka and vichara in jhana, in the jhana. Actually, we have already explained many things about it. Anyway, the main thing is when we say vitakka, that means we have wholesome thoughts and unwholesome thoughts. At the same time, we can also understand it also can be directing the mind to know the objects. Okay, now we have to learn the characteristics, the function, the manifestation, the proximate cause. The characteristic is directing the mind onto the object or mounting the mind onto the object. Aramani, Chitasa, Abhinirupana. The function is to strike at, knock against, thresh the object. Yeah. Ahanana, Prihanana. This is called to strike at the object or to knock against the object or the thresh object. The manifestation is leading the mind to the object. Aramani, Chitasa, Anayana. The proximate cause is the object. These are the characteristic, the function, the manifestation, the proximate cause of vitakka, initial application or application. Sometimes we also translate as a thought. Okay, now we have to move the next one. Vichara, sustainment. Then we also say initial application and sustained application. So vitakka is an initial application, vichara is a sustained application. We also translate like that. Okay, now when we talk about sustainment, as vitakka applying the mind to the object, then vichara will sustain. Then we keep knowing the object repeatedly. This is called sustainment. So we can also say another one like a fix on the object. Vitakka will apply, direct the mind to know object. Vichara will, sustainment will fix on the object. This is called sustainment. Actually, there are many other explanations, such as like capturing the object, or repeatedly applying the object, or examining the object, or keeping the mind on the object. There are many other explanations in this case. The main thing is that vichara is it, right? Because it's sustaining the object to keep knowing the object. Okay, that means it will arise together with many other mental factors. Okay, the characteristics is threshing out the object, aramana, numajana. The function is sustaining the associated mental factors on the object, sahajada, nuyojana. The manifestation is anchoring the mental factors in the object or keeping the associated mental factors on the object. The proximate cause is the object. This is called sustainment. Now we also have another mental factors called decision, dimaka. So there are some scholars, they say, oh, decision is so strong. That you say decision is so strong, right? Resolution was so strong. Then some scholars will say, no, it's just like a feeling of the mind. Let mind choose the object. This is called letting the mind choosing the object, right? This is called resolution or atimaka. But okay, we can also say like a decision. This is also actually good words to explain here. So it can also decide good and bad, good object or bad object. At the same time, we can also understand like it also can decide true or untruth. This also can be considered as decision. Then, okay, if we don't have decision, our mind will be wavering, quivering, unstable. We cannot know what kind of object we should take. So this one is like a freedom of mind to choose the object, we can also say. And we also can say like a deciding the objects, good and bad. We also have another one, simile of that one. Simile is like a pillar, very firm and strong pillar, especially in the cage, right? We may have very strong pillar, like a pillar. Although we strike, it will not shake. So that's why here 𝐷𝐸𝐸𝐾 is like a pillar and shaking, very stable. Then we also have many other things. Okay, another thing like the ekaggata, one-pointedness. Why is it really called one-pointedness? Actually, it's like the flame in the still air. Although there's the air, but there's not very strong, like still, like steadiness. At the time we can say this is ekaggata, one-pointedness. But here, this one's the firmness of the decision. Very confirmed. This is right. This is wrong. This is good. This is bad. We have this kind of decision. This is called 𝐷𝐸𝐸𝐾. Okay, now characteristics is deciding the object. The function is not to grow or decide the object. The manifestation is decisiveness, nature. The proximate cause is the Dhamma, the objects to be convinced or decided. This is the characteristics, the function, manifestation, the proximate cause of decision. Okay, now we have to move the next one about energy. Actually, this one is also very common. We call viriya in Pali. Sometimes we also translate as an effort. So there are two different types of efforts. We can say mental energy. We also say bodily energy. Mental energy is called cetasika viriya. The body energy is called kayika viriya. So because of this energy, we become active. If we don't have energy, we cannot be active. So another one is the grammatical analysis. Vira and iya. Vira means like a brave. Iya means like a half of both sets. That means when we have right efforts, we become brave. Then if we don't have right efforts, we will become cowards. So anyway, when we have very strong mind power, we have like a mind power, right? Then we have very strong mental energy. Because we got like a 𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸. 𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸 is also willpower, right? This also called, this is the, we can say like a mental energy. So when we have the very strong mental energy, then we were trying to achieve everything we like, everything we wish. Like for example, Bodhisattva. He wished to be Buddha. He has very strong mind, determined, very strong determination, a very strong mind power, very strong body effort, body energy. That's why he can become the Buddha. So sometimes we don't have enough energy or enough effort, especially mind power. We also have body energy. Now we have many excuses. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. There are many, many excuses. When we have really enough efforts, we will try our best. Actually, there's some case about the Viriya Parami, the perfections of efforts. They are mentioned. Those who has very strong energy, they will complete everything they started. There are many things. We just start, we don't finish. We never complete our duties. So now here, when we have very strong vidya, very strong body energy or mental energy, we will complete, we will finish, we are trying to the end. This is called vidya. We call very strong vidya. What about medium vidya? Then we will do halfway, after that stop. This is called medium vidya. So what about inferior vidya or very low efforts? That means if we start in the very beginning of our project or our practice, we will stop. When encountering difficulty, that means we have very weak efforts. Okay, now briefly, when we talk about vidya, there are many things to know. Okay, now also one more thing about vidya. Here we have like there's some urgent cases. For example, we have to travel, we have to set long journey. Then what should we do? Oh, before traveling, I should meditate well. I should practice. This is called rasa energy. Then otherwise, after coming back from the trip or journey, oh, in the journey I cannot meditate well. Now I should try more. This is like a exciting energy. If we don't have this kind of mind, they will opposite. Oh, tomorrow I have to go somewhere, then today I should rest more. But when I come back, also, oh, on the journey I'm very tired, but I should rest now. So it depends on our minds. There will be different types of mental energy or body energy, different types of practice. Similarly, there are many other cases, right? We have to be busy with something. Okay, oh, tomorrow I will be busy. Today I should meditate. After studying all the things, after handling all the issues, then okay, I have finished. Now I should practice more. There can be many different ways of exciting energy according to our daily basis. Now today we should start talking about the characteristics, function, manifestation, cosmic cause of vidya. The characteristics is exerting efforts, usahana. Okay, let me, actually usaha, for, if they're Thai people, they will know this one, that's Pali word. Because in Thai they call usaha. Anyway, the function is to consolidate or to support the associated mental factors. Sajadana, Ubatambana. It will support associated mental factors. Then the function of the manifestation is non-colors. The cosmic cause is sense of spiritual urgency, samvega. It also the ground of arousing energy. Let me read about what to. Okay, here, sense of spiritual quality. Okay, actually, my previous slides mentioned sense of spiritual quality. Okay, here, spiritual urgency, right? We call it samvega. What is it called? Sense of spiritual urgency. Actually, when encountering something, we may have sense of, for example, in the case of the Buddha, Bodhisattva, when seeing an old man, he had very deep sense of urgency. Similarly, when seeing a sick man, an ill man, he has very strong sense of urgency. When seeing a corpse carried by four persons, he felt very strong sense of urgency. So sometimes we may have sense of urgency when encountering difficulty or some miserable life, when seeing somebody miserable. This is called sense of urgency. Or for example, in our daily life, we have to suffer for earning, especially now many of listeners here are right earning money, right? It's not that easy to earn money. Then this is also called one of sense of urgency. It's not that easy to survive as a human being. There are many, many obstacles, many disturbances, many distractions. This is our daily life. Then not only that, if we think about our past also, we have a lot of difficulty in the past. If we think about future, for example, if we have to be reborn in the hell, in the animal realms, we cannot meditate anymore. Right? This is also called sense of urgency. When seeing an animal, oh, they cannot meditate, I can meditate. We can feel sense of urgency. But one more thing here, for your information. You also misunderstand, people may misunderstand. For example, you may have read the story of Venerable Sariputta and Venerable Mahamoggallana and Venerable Lakhana coming around from 𝐾𝐨𝐽𝐬𝐽 hill when seeing ghosts. Then Venerable Mahamoggallana smiled at them. Then Venerable Lakhana asks, why are you smiling? Then mostly when we say smile, smiling, that means, oh, he liked this one. That's on his mind. Right? So people misunderstand, oh, Venerable Mahamoggallana, like other people suffering. It's not like that. He felt sense of urgency. Also, he also feel that, oh, I'm free from that kind of suffering. Sometimes when seeing somebody suffering, then we also feel, oh, I'm free from that kind of suffering. I'm free from that kind of miserable life. This is called sense of spiritual urgency. Okay, so this is the proximate cause of efforts. That means when we have a sense of urgency, we will be diligent. For example, in the case of Bodhisattva, he had very strong sense of urgency. That is why he was very diligent and he attained Buddhahood. You can imagine 6 years, right? 6 years is too long. He could practice 6 years, non-stop practice because of sense of urgency. His effort will never weaken. Okay, so we have to talk about 4 different types of virya. So virya divided into 4 samapatthana. The efforts that discards the arisen evils. So that means we have many different types of evil, which are very, very familiar with us, or is very used to be with us. We should stop. Okay, for example, if we have bad habits, just agusala habits, we should stop that one. We should try to stop or try to change. This is the first types of efforts. The effort that discards the arisen evil. That means we have a bad habit or bad practice, but we change all these things. It's not that easy. You might have very strong decision, very strong mind power, then we can do it. If we are very weak, we cannot do. Then 2, the efforts that prevent the arisen evil. So that means we have to prevent the arisen evil. In the samsara, we have already accumulated, or we have already done all types of evil. But in this very life, there are many unwholesome deeds we have never tried, we have never done. So we have to prevent ourselves from this kind of new evil. For example, if we have never smoked, don't try it. If we have never tried any drug, don't try it. This is unarisen evil. If you have never killed, don't try it. This is an unarisen evil. So we have to prevent ourselves from the unarisen evil. 3, the efforts that develops the unarisen wholesome deeds. Of course, in this very life, there are many, many unarisen wholesome deeds. We may have practiced many different types of meditation methods. So somebody may have attained jhana. Some of them may attain only asset concentration. Then there can be many, many different types of wholesome deeds we have never done in this very life. We should try. Then a few days ago, I had to see one of my senior. He came to see me, although we discussed something about practice. Now, surely he also talked about Paodoya tradition. Oh, in Paodoya tradition is very, very terrible. That means we have to do many things. Then when he say like that, I also say, there are many things we have to do more than that. I think many of you may have read Mahasatipatthana Sutta. Then there are many, many chapters it doesn't mention in our practice, especially in Paodoya tradition. I also have asked this kind of question to Paul Sierra. Sierra, why don't you teach us like Nirvana Papa about hindrances, the chapter of hindrances? Then what about Vajjanga Papa about 7 enlightenment factors? Paul Sierra said very simple thing. Oh, this is very easy. You know, if you know our some mental factors, if you know how to discern our some mentalities, you can do by yourself. That's why I don't include all these things. What about 7 enlightenment factors? Also, if you know wholesome deeds, wholesome mental factors, wholesome mental process, you can do that one. That's why I don't include all this practice. Actually, before 2010, Paul Sierra didn't teach anything about 12-based methods. We call Salarana method now, we call 6-based methods, right? In the 2010 6-month retreat, Paul Sierra started teaching this method. Now gradually, it's like add many other new things into the practice. Anyway, then although our tradition is very, very strong, although many things in our practice, but there are many things we need to add. We have to do by ourselves. Then there are many things, many remaining methods we have to train ourselves. As we have mentioned, unarisen wholesome deeds. So, okay, we can say dana, you may have experiences. Sila, you have to try your best. Samadhi, concentration, also try your best. Wisdom, vipassana, you have to try your best. There must be many unarisen wholesome deeds. We have to try to get it, try to accumulate it. Then 4, the efforts that sustains the arisen wholesome deeds. So we have habitual wholesome actions in our daily life, such as maybe meditations, offering food to the Buddha, or chanting, paying homage to the Buddha, or many wholesome deeds in our daily life. We have to maintain all these things, especially when we have good habits. We have to train that good habit. This is called the last one, the effort that sustains the arisen wholesome deeds. So these are 4 types of samapatthana according to Buddha's teaching. Now we also have to continue the next one about join or rupture. So when we say join or rupture, actually we also have already explained the one in jhana factors. I think you may have already known 5 types of the rupture, but we already mentioned in the jhana factors. So now, okay, we use the Pali word piti. Piti means join or rupture. Sometimes some scholars said, oh, join is so strong, it should be like a rupture. But anyway, when we talk about PT, we have many different levels of PT. So for example, like they slightly join. In this case, we can say pamaja in Bali. When it becomes very strong and powerful, we can say it's a PT rupture or join. So we have 5 different types of five different types of PT according to Buddha's teaching. We have already mentioned before, so that's why I didn't list out here, right? Okay, we may have Kotika PT, like a minor PT, like a hair rising in the moment. So from time to time, when we meditate, we can feel like a hair rising in the body, crawling inside around the body. This is the call rupture PT. We call Kotika PT. Another one is a Kanika PT. We can say momentary PT. Momentary means it will be like a thunder striking. It will arise many times. Also, it will arise and perish many times. This is called Kanika PT. Another one is a Authentica PT, showering PT, as invaded by the wave. You may feel something like a floating. You don't feel your body is touching on the ground when you are meditating. All this kind of phenomena is called PT, rupture, or joy. So it's produced by joy or rupture. Another Upeka PT, uplifting PT, like a flying on the sky. So when we feel this kind of thing, this is really called, right, pleasant feeling, right? Then we go to, the last one is a Prana PT, like a pervading PT that spreads all over the body. It will last longer than all other ruptures or other joys. This is called Prana PT. When we talk about jhana, it must be Prana PT. If we have the first four, it's very gross. It can destroy our minds. Prana PT that invades all over the body, spread all over the body, but it cannot destroy our minds. So when we are entering jhana, we must have this kind of PT, the last type, Prana PT. Anyway, so this is the five types of PT, but it will be many different way or approach, many different conditions that will arise. Okay, now we should start with characteristics. The characteristics is endearing or satisfaction. Yes, sambhiyayana. We can satisfy with our practice, our conditions. The function is to refresh the body, that means materialities, and the mind's mentality, kaya-citta pinana, or to pervade and treat with rupture, prana. So we say prana means separating all over the body, invaded, right? Anyway, now manifestation is the elation or exaltation, we call autarkia. The prosmic core is the objects. These are the characteristics, the function, the manifestation, the prosmic cause of rupture. Okay, now we will move to the last one among the six, the desire, chanda. So sometimes we just say in Bali, kadukamyata chanda. That means mere desire to do something. So there are many different types of chanda, many different types of desire. For example, as we have already know, kadukamyata chanda means mere wish to do something, to say something, to think about something. This is just mere wish. Another one is akusala chanda. Okay, next one. Okay, previous one. Okay, no problem. Okay, another one is like a, okay, the tanha chanda, right? Let me, many other, like attachment to an object is tanha chanda. So there are many different types of chanda. But here, when we say desire, this is the first steps to take objects. Okay, now we should go to the characteristics. The characteristic is a mere desire to act, kadukamyata. Although we say to act, it also can be mere desire to speak, to think, or any activities. The function is searching for an object, like stretching out our hands to take something. The manifestation is needing for an object. The prosmic cause is the object that is needed. So we to get something, we need something, then this is called chanda. So chanda is not so strong yet. When chanda becomes very strong, it will change to lobha, greed. When lobha becomes very strong and powerful, it will change to upadana, clinging. So chanda can be the first tax for greed, just for ahosam. Similarly, when we have wholesome desire, it can be wholesome. So desire can be for both good and bad. Okay, so we have to move next one about Kadukamyata, chanda, Mia wish to do something, Kana chanda, attachment to an object. Not only that, we also have three types of chanda. They are mentioned. And there are also three types of chanda, right? Kadukamyata, chanda, Mia wish to do something. So here in this case, I have already mentioned, Mia wish to do, Mia wish to speak, Mia wish to think. Any of bodily, power, mental action. To do any of these three actions, you just have a wish, Mia wish. Then after that, Kama chanda, you have already know this one, sensual desire. This is one of the hindrances. So when we have sensual desire, it will hinder our practice, our improvement. Another one is Dhamma chanda, righteous desire, such as wanting to attain nibbana, wanting to practice Dhamma, and so on. There can be many different types, many types of righteous desire to do something right. Okay, now our daily life, for example, we wish to meditate, we wish to do something for Sangha, or wish to offer something to Sangha, or all these kind of good things, we call Dhamma chanda. If we have desire to do something good, Dhamma chanda. So, Kadukamyata chanda is not so powerful, but Kama chanda can be sometimes powerful, right? Dhamma chanda also sometimes can be powerful. It depends on our mind. So, especially when chanda associated with very strong virya, it becomes very powerful. Sometimes chanda will associate with wisdom. It becomes very strong, powerful chanda. So anyway, briefly, we have desire, good and bad. Because so far we have already explained many mental factors. All of them can be good and bad. Even today, we have explained many different mental factors, right? All of them can be good mental factors. It also can be bad mental factors. It depends on the associated consciousness. When they associate with wholesome consciousness, they are wholesome. When they associate with unwholesome consciousness, they are unwholesome. Sometimes they may associate with neither wholesome nor unwholesome. It's also possible. So it depends on the conditions. They may have different association, different working. Okay, now we have to move to akusala. 14 unwholesome mental factors. Actually, in the Visuddhimagga, it starts with Saddha. After explaining all these 6 sundries, it mentioned about beautiful mental factors. So now I just say very simple things. There is I start with unwholesome, right? I just follow Pinamata Sangha orders. But anyway, I have to explain all the things. Okay, now delusion, moha. We have many different types of moha. Okay, now in the very beginning, we have to know the Four Noble Truths. And if we don't know Four Noble Truths, this is called moha, delusion. So sometimes, for example, we can get confused. We don't know the date and time, for example, right? This is not delusion. We don't remember a date and time. It's not delusion. This is lack of memory. If we don't know Four Noble Truths, this is the delusion. Not only that, if we don't know the past, the future, both past and future. So then in modern society, actually a few years ago, I have already watched something about reincarnation. You know? In Buddhist tradition, we don't have reincarnation, we just say rebirth. Anyway, the main thing is Okay, according to the commentary, one of the girl passed away, then she remember both parents, her past life parents, although she also have present life parents. She also remember all the brother in her past lives, all the relatives in her past lives. She also visited there. But the main thing is, when we have very little delusion, we can remember the past. When we have many, many delusions, we may have less knowledge about the past. Sometimes when they are young, they can know their past. When they grow older and older, they become forgetful. This is because of delusion. Even in Myanmar, we have many stories like that. When they are young, they can say everything very clearly. When they grow older and older, not that clear, like kids. Okay, anyway, the main thing is that delusion is not knowing the fundamental truth or not knowing the past lives, but existences, future existences, or both past and future existences. This is called delusion, moha. Then, not only that, not understanding the dependent origination, this is also called delusion. Mostly, when we are forgetful, we know that, oh, I have a lot of delusion, right? If I don't remember date and time, I also think, oh, people say, I have a lot of delusion. No delusion. It's not moha. It can be delusion according to English, right? Tongue. But according to Buddhist tradition, it's not delusion. It's not moha, not avijja. So you may also have known the Pali word avijja paccaya sankhara, avijja. Avijja and moha are synonyms. They will take the same things. For example, avijja also not knowing fundamental truths. Past, present, both past and present lives or existences. Also not knowing the definite origination. Okay, now we have to introduce the characteristics. The characteristic is blindness of mind, cittasa, anda bhava, or not penetratingly knowing the ultimate reality, ajnana. Already clear, right? The function is not penetrating asambhati or concealing the natural characteristics of an object. Aramana sabhava chetana. Sabhava charana, that means covering, concealing the natural characteristics of the object. The manifestation is the result that is caused by not practicing properly, asamapatipati, or the condition that makes the wisdom faculty blind, andhakara. The proximate cause is unwise attention. These are the characteristics, the function, the manifestation, the proximate cause of delusion. Now we have to move the next one about moral shamelessness, 𝐕𝐢𝐬𝐬𝐿. Then here we have to introduce something about moral shamelessness. That means when we are going to do something improper, we may hesitate to do. We are unwilling to do. In this way, we can say moral shame. So here, the characteristic is not discussion misconduct. That means he will never feel any shame to do something bad, something improper. Then the function is doing evil in the mode of modesty, immodesty. You already know this one, right? Immoral. Then manifestation is not hesitating to do evil in the mode of immodesty. So he may never hesitate to do wrong things. The proximate cause is disrespect for oneself. Atta akarava. So here we have to elaborate a little bit more about atta akarava. For example, we have our own value. We have to respect ourselves for our own value. This is called Attakarava. For example, we have knowledge. Then we have age. We may have like a bravery. We may have ability. We have to respect all our ability, knowledge, education, age, or anything. If we have something to respect, if we respect ourselves, we may have moral shame. Otherwise, moral shameless. Then the next one, moral restless. Anatapa. Also, this one is also no more fear, no more afraid, very bold, doing unwholesome, doing improper things. Saying to people, no hesitation. Okay, now the characteristic is not being afraid of doing bodily misconduct, etc. Here I mentioned Kaya Dutrita D, Jihi, Asaraja, or absence of dread. Anudasa, right? But the main thing is, here we just mentioned bodily misconduct, also can be bhava misconduct. Then we are not afraid of doing bodily or bhava wrong actions. The function is doing misconduct in the mode of moral restlessness. The manifestation is not hesitating to do evil in the mode of moral restlessness. The proximate cause is disrespect for others. Okay, we have our environment. We have to respect our family member, our teacher, also our community. If we respect, we may have moral dreads. We may not do many unwholesome deeds. So if we don't have any respect for ourselves or our environment or our community, parents, friends, or anything, then there will be moral restlessness. So moral shame and moral fear have very similar things, right? When we respect ourselves, moral shame. When we respect other people, moral dread. If we don't respect ourselves, moral shameless. If we don't respect our environment, our community, or other people, moral restless. This is very easy to understand. Okay, now the last one for today. This is restlessness, Uddhacca. So, as a meditator, this was very, very common. Everybody knows this was because we all have this kind of experiences. When we are focused on the breathing or any meditation subject, our mind is wandering here and there. We have a lot of wandering thoughts. This is called Uddhacca. So that means we cannot focus on only one thing all the time. This is called Uddhacca. When we have Uddhacca, that means our minds are wavering, wandering, not knowing only one thing all the time. Not only that, we also have to understand something about this one. Okay, one more thing, like you may know, like a floating. So like mine's like a floating, not very deep. Another one is like aimless. Mine's aimless. It cannot pick up any particular object. You can also say like a like a drifting. Mine's like a drift. Drifting, right? So not very deep, like a shallow. Then there's similarly, when we throw a stone into an ash, very big mass of ash, the ash will fly. Similarly, our mind cannot do one object, our mind is flying to many different objects. This is called Uddhacca. So one more thing here, when we have Uddhacca, this is not very powerful agusala mind, that's why it cannot produce. It cannot be, that kind of karma cannot produce in the hell, right? That means because of this kind of agusala, we cannot be reborn in the hell or any lower realms because it's not so powerful. Everybody has restlessness. Until we take hardship, we may have. Okay, so today we have already explained 4 unwholesome mental factors: delusion, moha, moral shameless, ahirika, moral dressness or fearlessness, anadapa, also now here, restlessness, uddhacca. So these four mental factors were associated with 12 unwholesome consciousness. We have already listed out 12 unwholesome consciousness in the past when we talk about consciousness aggregate. So the first group we already mentioned in the Sankhara Khanda or feeling aggregate or perception aggregate can be both wholesome and unwholesome. Now these four, moha, ahirika, anadapa, uddhacca, are totally unwholesome. So if we can convert all these things into good, for example, moha will change to amoha, non-delusion. It can be wholesome. Similarly, ahirika, if we convert into moral shame, it can be wholesome. Anudapa, if we can convert into uddhapa, moral dread, moral fear, then it can be wholesome. Uddhacca, instability of the mind, wavering mind, drifting, floating, wandering thoughts, can convert into one-pointedness, concentration. So these are the factors, whether we wish or we don't wish, it will come to our mental process. All the unwholesome or wholesome, especially for wholesome, we have to do purposely, intentionally. What about unwholesome? Whether we intentionally or unintentionally, it will come. Of course, in the case of wholesome also, if we do intentionally, it becomes stronger. Right? Sometimes we may do wholesome deeds unintentionally, not so strong. Similarly, in the case of unwholesome, if we do unwholesome intentionally, it becomes very strong agusala. If we do unwholesome deeds, unwholesome speech, or unwholesome actions, unknowingly or unintentionally, not so strong. Anyway, we must make habits of good thoughts, good idea, more positive thinking. If we have good wholesome thoughts, sure we become better and better. If we have many unwholesome thoughts, we may get worse. Anyway, so today we can explain up to the first part of unwholesome mental factors, then have to continue all other unwholesome mental factors. As we have already know something about moha or something like that, sometimes we also use like a asava. Asava means taint or canker. But sometimes we can also understand like a mental intoxicant. So from time to time, delusion also make our mind change, like intoxicants. So there are many other mental factors in the future we have to experience, we have to understand. To say, we may have many different names, many different functions. For example, today we have 𝐕𝐢𝐬𝐬. We also have 4 types. Chant also have 3 types or 2 types. Although here I didn't list out about moha, so we can say 4 noble truths one by one: past, present, past and future, or past or future, or both past and future, are the divine origination. So it will cover all these things. This is called delusion. So when we study Buddha's teaching, that means to remove the darkness of delusion. If we can penetrate the Dhamma, we can remove the darkness of delusion. Now we may have the light of wisdom. So when we see the light, of course, our way is clearer. In our dark room, our way is not very clear. We don't know where to go, what to do. But when we have bright lights, we can see ahead. We can also know where to go. So delusion and wisdom are opposites. So now when we are practicing, it's just for wisdom. There can be many different types of quality, many different types of level. For example, now learning knowledge. If we can understand deeply, this is also called wisdom. Now, after that, we have to review, reflect, recollect. We have to digest. This is also called knowledge. After practicing, we can experience practically. It will be more valuable. So we have priyati, learning, for patipati, practicing. So you have already know 3 types of Buddha teaching. We can say Buddha Sasana. Whenever we recite Buddha Sasana Jiran Ditatu, may Buddha dispensation last long. At the time, we have to understand these 3. Priyati, learning. Patipati, practicing. Pativeda, penetrating or realizing. So by learning, we can practice. By practicing, we can experience, we can penetrate, we can understand. This is the aim of Buddha's teaching. So may you all be able to propagate the Buddha's teaching, may you all be able to practice the 3 trainings, and may you all be able to realize final cessation and not suffering.
First question, dear Sayadaw, could Sayadaw suggest how we can check our Chaitanya in daily life to avoid accumulating unwholesome karma unnecessarily? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Actually, when we talk about check-in, we need mindfulness. You have to remember that one, right? Whenever we have to talk about the wholesome or unwholesome, we must be mindful. If we are mindful, sure, we can check everything clearly. Okay, for example, before going to sleep, you can check your daily activities. How many akusala karma you have already accumulated, or how many kusala karma you have accumulated today. You have to check by yourself. Then the next day also trying again. How many kusala karma you have done? How many akusala karma you have done? Then in this way, if you understand many unwholesome, then you have to try to reduce little by little. You will be getting better and better. Okay. Another one. Question.
Banami said all. So the bhikkhu, he had accepted the monastery offered by the devotees and group of devotees, and for some time after that he moved to another place and he gave it the place to the main donor and asked the main donor to decide what to do to manage the place. And for some time he coming back again, and then he again take that place, the monastery, and give to another devotee to manage instead of the group donor and the main donor. So the question here is that any problem, any offense the bhikkhu made because he by doing so any offense from the bhikkhu?
Okay, actually it's not very clear to me also. Anyway, the main thing is we don't know how the devotee offer to him, right? If he offer as his personal use, or he offer the land for Sangika properties. If Sangika properties, sure, it must be like this, also immovable Sangika properties. That's why if we do change, he must return immovable properties, right? Like this. This is the way to handle the case. Okay, now, so he interfered, right, about the land. The first time he handed over to the devotees. Second time he interfered again, or he encouraged another devotee to handle the case, right? So in this case, we cannot say this is a good thing or good behavior or a good way of practice. But I cannot say exactly what kind of offer it is because it's not very clear to me also how they offer, right? It depends on the way they offer, okay?
Yes, I know. Vietnamese I know. The question here is, Mungi về Sankara, the doubt about the Sankara, for example, Punya Bisankara, and like in the time he practiced meditation and he like dancing and also the body moving, and because of the body shaking and also because of like the body is like the dancing like that. So because of his akusala karma, and also sometimes when he practice meditation, and then the saliva start to coming out, and because of that, that is the way of detox or something. So the meditator, if it practice like that, is that the correct? May Sayadaw teach me. Sayadaw mean here he asked that when he practice meditation and then the body shaking and like wavering. So because of his akusala karma or not, or sometimes the saliva start to come out because of the body detox or something. So is that the practice is correct or not?
Okay. Anyway, in this case, we cannot say past karma all the time, Okay, don't complain about the past too much. Past is unchangeable, and you can change. For example, saliva, right? You have to ask the doctor why you have a lot of saliva. Another one is meditation, If you pay attention to your inside your body, you can do many things inside your body. That's why whenever a new meditator came to power, I just remind them, don't follow inside your body, don't follow outside your body. Your mind must be around your nostril, around this area. I just remind them like this. Okay, the main thing is, when your mind's inclined inside the mouth, inclined to the mouth, you can also feel saliva. You can also know saliva, right? If your mind does not follow inside your body, you cannot know the one. For about body shaking or moving, it depends on many other cases. I cannot say exactly. For example, sometimes when you follow in and out breath very far, okay, it also can be. For example, sometimes you may have very long, short breath, or very long out breath, for example. You may follow the out, you may follow your body weight, bend forwards. When you have very long in breath, then you will raise your face, or you may bend backwards. It depends on your breathing system also. There are many different ways. Okay, briefly, if your body is shaking, don't follow the breathing very far or very near, or don't think about long and short breath too much. If you have very imbalance in breathing and breathing out, don't analyze too much. This is also important. Otherwise, don't follow inside your body like a saliva or something like that. This actually, when you follow inside your body, it can happen. Okay. So for other cases, I don't know. Just go and discuss with a doctor, right? Okay. This one.
Yes, Sayadaw. Please, Sayadaw, can you advise if by only practicing Samatha Bhavana can a person attain Arahant? And also, the questioner would like to seek Sayadaw forgiveness about last week, question 2, practicing Kayanupassana to attain Sotapanna. The source is actually not from Mogok Sayadaw Mahathera's book. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
You know this one?
Dear Sayadaw, please Sayadaw advise when somebody hearing any language and can understand the meaning of different language, in the cognitive process, where does this process arise? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay, right? Actually, this is a not mental process, right? One more thing. When somebody hearing any language and can understand the meaning of different languages, right? So let me here mention a process. First process arises. Actually, in the mental process, there are many different things. Okay. So understanding language, actually, it will take maybe, okay, when I say 4-minute process, okay, I will say 4-minute process, for example, right? Okay, so it depends on what he says. According to the vowel sounds, there can be different mental process. That's why I cannot say exactly taking different languages, right? Understand different languages. It will be many mental process. Even in one vowel sounds, there can be 4-minute process. You can understand, you can imagine many mental process. That's why I cannot say exactly, okay?
Dear 𝐻𝐸𝐸, may I ask 𝐻𝐸𝐸, if someone have just finished practice Sankarupaka Jnana, he can see the Nama Rupa but not yet see the Nibbana. Is it because of his Vijja and Charana not balanced? Or is it because of they are very subtle defilement? And how is there any condition? Does he need suitable conditions in order for this to ripen? Or his parami for renunciation, for his parami is not enough? How to find out the cause of this? Or shall he continue to practice? Ms. Yadav, please guide him.
Actually, it depends on how mature your inside knowledge, right? There can be many other supporting causes of inside knowledge, for example, food, weather, as you say, suitable conditions. This is the one thing. What about the defilements? Of course, we have very, very studied defilements, also can be, right? But you have to check by yourself. I cannot say exactly what happened, right? Anyway, the main thing is your nama rupas is unclear, or your inside knowledge is not so strong yet. We can understand only that, right? So you have to do the same this many times. You have to check what is your weakness. If nama is very weak, trying to do nama, trying to review nama. Then when rupa is very weak, trying to review rupa, right? So in the very beginning, you have to make your foundation strong. If you have a very strong foundation, you can redo from the very beginning to the end again and again. Many repetition. Okay, as we have already known the story. One bhikkhu, when seeing a lady smiling, he can take Achika Sanya, skeleton meditation. Then he can practice on the spot, so you can take headship. So you can imagine how many times he has already tried this method. He tried many, many times, For example, skeleton, after that, first jhana, then the second jhana dhamma, cause of a relationship, practice vipassana, review many times, doing the same thing many times. Finally, he became expert. So when the time ripens, he can take headship easily. So it depends on skill and masteries. Okay, if you are mastery, if you can master all the practice, nama rupas, then you can practice better. Okay, next one.
Dear Sayadaw explained about chanda associated with effort. It will be more powerful. What about chanda associated with Chaitana? Will Chaitana make it more powerful? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay, so actually, both chanda and Chaitana will arise in every single mind moment, right? So one more thing, Chaitana is only encouraging. It need not any supporting. It just supports, It support himself, itself, or he also support other people. Chaitana may not need any support. Chanda may need the support of Viriya. Okay?
Dear Sayadaw, why Vicikicca, doubt, and other chittas cannot associate with 12 akusala mind? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Well, why Vicikicca and other chitta cannot associate with 12 akusala minds? Oh, okay. Vicikicca is a kind of moha delusion. That's why it will associate with moha. It will not associate with all other chitta, akusala chitta, right? So it will be totally different. Because when we have doubts, right? We are standing on the junction. So no greed, no hatred. That's why it cannot associate with greed or hatred. It will associate only with moha, delusion. Okay?
Dear Seattle, different color. Different color, is it because of different 𝐕𝐢𝐬𝐬𝐬 wind elements? Different color, is it caused by different wind elements?
We're gonna say one element, right? Kala is a kala. So that means, okay, the color of art element, we can say like that, right? Kala is a kala. That means elements, kala is a kala. The different materiality don't mess up together. Okay.
Dear Seattle, Vandami Seattle, when he practice meditation, he can feel some dim light in front of flowing, but at the same time, in his head, there are some thoughts arise. He can still know that he is thinking, but at the same time, he saw some dim light in front of dim light flowing. So what is this condition?
Okay. Actually, when you have that habit, it's not really very good. So, okay, in your case, you can also have light, you can also know the thoughts, right? Two different things at the same time. That means your mind is alternatively applying into two objects. When it becomes habit, not really very good. So that means you have one thoughts, have awareness, right? Anyway, in this case, you should change the objects. Like for example, recollection of Buddha's quality or metta or anything, until you can overcome the thoughts. After that, come back to the main object. So don't think about the light too much. Don't think about the thoughts also. Don't follow the thought also. And then your main subject should be breathing. If you're gonna focus on the breathing, just change the object for sometimes. As I have said, Buddha knows or metta, right? After that, come back to the breathing. It will be easier. Okay? Ittavadacha amehi sambadam bunya sambadam sabbe deva numodandu sabbe bhuta numodandu sabbe satta numodandu sabba sambati siriya idamme nyatinam hotu sukhita hondu nyatayo idamme nyatinam hotu Sukhita hondu nyatayo idamme nyatinam hotu Sukhita hondu nyatayo idamme punyam asawakaya waham hotu idamme punyam nibbanasa pajayo hotu mama punya bhagam sabba sadanam bhajemi de sabbe me samam punya bhagam lavantu sadhu sadhu sadhu.